So I'm on a long trip, I'm on the highway, I've got autopilot on, and I've got a half-filled great value water bottle just tucked in the little corner here. And I'll just show you how it works on the highway with all sorts of, I guess, reasons to touch the steering wheel, but I'm not gonna.
So I wanted to make this video because I personally, in my experience with my Tesla, have always been somewhat frustrated with the amount of times that I have to touch the steering wheel whenever it's on autopilot. Even whenever you have the vehicles with the full self-driving, the frequency that you have to touch the steering wheel, in my opinion, is just it's bothersome. On autopilot, I would say that you have to touch it every minute to every 3 minutes. And if you are in standstill traffic going like 7-10 miles an hour, something like that, it is possible you won't have to touch the steering wheel for quite a while. It may even be 10 minutes whenever you're in that stop and go. But certainly at the higher speeds, highway speeds, you do have to touch the steering wheel. So just by happenstance, I rested my water bottle in that little crevice there, and I noticed that all of a sudden I wasn't really having to push or touch the steering wheel anymore. And I think part of why this actually works and overrides the technology is because the water sloshes back and forth. So you'll see that it does slosh kind of ever so slightly back and forth. And so I think it simulates kind of weight being shifted or moving around on the steering wheel, unlike a lot of those overrides that you can buy, where it's just kind of essentially like a weight. I've seen people that will put those weights that you put around your ankles that are adjustable. They'll put those on the steering wheel, but in large part through patches and things like that, Tesla has solved that equation. So I think this is honestly the only true method that you may be able to override. So again, wanted to make this video because on this trip for an incredibly long period of time, and this trip in particular was 4 hours, and on this road I was going, I think, 108 miles or so without any interesting scenery. So this was a pretty handy way, and I have to say it certainly makes me excited for the future, where we won't actually have to touch the steering wheel all that frequently in autopilot and full self-driving, because the technology will just be that much better. It truly is nice to be able to sit down, recline. You'll notice a little bit later in the video that my legs are very spread out and comfortable, and I'm just hanging out, and it truly is amazing. It's an incredible driving experience, and obviously I can't guarantee that this will work for you. I personally have done this on my Tesla. I have a 2016. I've done it many times at this point. I've tried different water bottles. For some reason, the thin, like Great Value or Zephyr Hills, or just the thin water bottles that aren't super thick, seem to be the best, mainly because they can fit and be molded into whatever crevice of the steering wheel you're looking to get it in. Then I've also noticed that drinking the water to somewhere about halfway seems to work best. Maybe just slightly over halfway full seems to be the appropriate weight for the steering wheel. Obviously, I'm not suggesting that everyone do this. I was completely aware and eyes on the road the entire time. Could have taken over at any point in time, and this is just something that I wanted to share with you that I thought was somewhat interesting. So if you're new to the channel, consider taking a look at some of my other videos. I have videos on how much it costs to insure a Tesla. I have videos on how much it costs me to charge at my house. I drive about 300-400 miles per week, and so I feel like that's a fair amount of driving. People are curious on how much it costs to charge. This particular model is a 2016, which I actually have another video really pushing hard why you should consider a used Tesla Model S instead of a used Model 3. Those are, of course, just my opinions, but I will show a couple of those clips and/or just little screenshots as something that you could consider looking at on my channel. I also have plenty of shorts that might be helpful for you as well on all varied things, so including how much it costs in order to install the charging outlet in your garage. Can you take a used Tesla that does not have car wash mode through a car wash? How you go about doing that, and many other Tesla videos. I won't always be posting on Tesla. In fact, my most excuse me, my most recent upload is on a standing desk that I bought that I think is a really good bang for your buck. But ultimately, it would be great if you could consider liking this video if you found this interesting or helpful. And then if you have interest in any of those other videos, maybe consider subscribing, as I'm really trying hard to grow my YouTube channel, and it would go a long way. So with that, I'll fade out here. I'll show a couple of screenshots on the screen, and you can either hang out and listen to the music till the end of the video, or you can go on about your clicking. So I appreciate your time, and I'll let you get back to it. Thanks.